Grazie per te. Just use the handrail, okay? And we have
It's so cool.
So what we are gonna see is the part of the old market, the closed one and the open one. It used to be used by the Greeks. So what are you seeing? That is all part of the Greek ruins. So have you ever seen something like that? You can see something similar. But today, what we have seen is very special because it's something you cannot really find anywhere else. This was because of the explosions that happened in Pompeii and Ercolano that covered completely the city. So I'm waiting for you here downstairs. I want to show you one particular thing. This was one of the closed markets. Very similar. So here is the bakery. The bakery is here the biggest part of what was found by the researcher, and there is an oven right there with the hole on the first floor on the left, and it was used to make bread, okay? But they were not using any yeast, so what they were producing was very hard, not soft as the bread usually produced nowadays. Wait for me upstairs, so I'll come back to pick you when I finish. But it will be 5-10 minutes and I'm done. This is a one-way, let's say, route. We are very used on changing our clothes just to give it away and buy new ones. At that time, people were choosing different, let's say, methods they prefer to they were doing? Well, our culture is based on Roman and Greek, let's say, traditions. So that's what we found today. And the Romans were really, really smart in building bridges, in finding new way of architecture. And today, what we have to thank the Romans. Okay, when it was raining, water was coming from one of the lower, well, now it's a lower ground. At that time it was a different kind of lower, upper ground, sorry. And they were collecting it here, and they were using the water for our everyday life. So it could be for anything, to wash, to use it for, just to wash the plates or anything they had to wash. I just want to show you that it's a very smart way of collecting the water. And these cisterns are very similar and very big. I know it's hard enough to imagine how they could do that, but they do that. I think this is one of the best inventions we have. We have a very complex piping system, but the idea is this one. It's very easy and simple. Now we are going to schools. Do you like? I mean, there are any kids here? There were some. Okay, yeah. You don't like it. I will show you how Romans were going to school.
This is stairs.
Yeah, this is a steps. Well, this now you have to imagine it's kind of an old part. So what we found is just part of the systems of the wells. I'm not really sure they were steps going somewhere. They were probably using that when there was to collect water, so they could use the step in case they needed to ease the work of collecting the water. So now we'll show you the schools, how they look like.
Just pull down here.
It's public and free. What does it mean? We don't pay to go to school, we send our kids to school, but we pay for the and people who cannot afford to pay for the books, based on their income, they get some discounts or free books. Arriving at the age of university time, there is a division of public and private. Private university costs more. Public, it has a, let's say, no expensive rate to pay. I say not expensive if you have like a standard job, you pay from 1,000 to 2,000 euro per year, depending on your income. So if your family doesn't earn a lot, there are some thresholds, it depends on the schools. You basically pay the minimum. It could be 500, 1,000, it really depends. But the top, the highest threshold is not 5,000, it's 2,000-3,000, the maximum.
In the UK, 9 or 10,000.
Yeah, I know, I studied there.
Yeah.
And then for private is different. Private, there are any prices. It could be 1 year 10,000, 1 year 5,000. We also pay for the books at university, of course. But it allows almost everyone to study. Now, you know, the situation is not just about the university, because when you go to uni, you have to pay for a rent of a room, you have to pay for the food. So it might be expensive if someone cannot afford it. But public system on this is quite, let's say, smart. Then, you know, there are pros and cons in everything. So now we enter this place and I'm going to show you how this room looks like.
Going into the school.
There is on the floor a mosaic. The mosaic is done with little pieces, one next to another. If you go to Pompeii and Herculano, you see this pavimentation everywhere. And it's very, very difficult to make. Well, it takes a lot, it's time consuming. And you see also this colorful wall, and this was what they were using to paint. Let's see the wall. So it's part of our culture, you know, to use the mosaic, especially the pre-Roman time. Now you know that this picture that this could be a school, but our research experts said so because we don't have not very different from what we have nowadays access.
It's like sandstone, it breaks apart. This would be a school. Can you imagine? There's no mold. Better than the high school too. I don't know about that. Look.